When I first got interested in lameness, I started my research by spending time just watching cows as they walk along the track, getting milked and going back to the paddock. One morning, I was waiting halfway along a track, waiting for the cows to come back, and the farmer came back to me on his bike before the cows came. "Get on the back," he said, "I want to show you what it's like to be a farmer." He took me out to the paddock, and there in the paddock around the other side of the hill were 3 cows dead with bloat, frothy bloat. I said to the guy, "Look, let's forget about the research today. What can I do to help you?" He said to me, "Forget about the bloat. I know what I did wrong with that. I didn't drench them last night. But with a lameness, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Please stay and let's find out what's going wrong." To the farmer, lameness was the bigger problem. This video set is a compilation of years of study following this event. So welcome aboard. A cow needs to have sound feet. Even slight pain in a foot affects a cow's performance. For the farmer, there is an economic loss, and for the cow, the whole day becomes a misery. Pasture-fed cows do a lot of walking to and from the milking shed and milling around on concrete surfaces. The feet wear and become vulnerable to injury. As herd sizes increase, this puts pressure on the existing facilities and the cows, and one of the common negative outcomes is an increase in the incidence of lameness. It's not just increasing herd size that causes lameness on a dairy farm. Research has found that there's many factors on any one farm resulting in lameness. It's a bit like this bucket here. There's lots of holes. Trying to block up 1 or 2 or more of the holes doesn't solve the problem. It's the same with lameness. There's always more than one factor. Just solving one of them doesn't solve the problem completely. What I found in my research was that some of the biggest holes were impatience of the herdsperson and poor walking surfaces. I'm sure that you could label some of these other holes. Some people might blame the rain. Rain by itself doesn't cause lameness. The rain falls on lots of farms. Not all have lameness. It simply exaggerates any existing problems. Lameness is one of those things that we can't totally get rid of. That's because it's so often a result of trauma or accident, if you like. There will always be some lame cows. You'll never be able to stop all the leaks. You can't stop it raining. You can't get rid of every steep section. But if a farmer has more than 7% of his herd lame in 1 year, there will be identifiable factors that, if corrected, would result in consistently fewer lame cows and also save you money and stress. Lameness costs the dairy industry millions of dollars every year. It's next to infertility and mastitis as one of the top 3 problems. The cost of lameness for an individual animal depends on the severity of the lameness and the stage of lactation. The potential costs are very high when a cow is lame early in her lactation, not so high later in the season. The initial costs include a dramatic drop in milk production, possibly antibiotic and veterinary expenses, and discarded milk. The continuing costs of lameness are potentially the greatest. These include lowered production for the rest of the season, delayed estrus affecting the following year's production. Some cows never get into calf or are culled, still lame. The stress costs associated with lameness are often the most significant factors causing farmers to look for help. These include the huge amount of time needed to herd the lame cows and examine and treat feet at an already busy time of the year, the emotional stress seeing cows suffer, inconvenience to employed staff, and the risk of inhibitory substances getting into the vat if antibiotics are used. In actual money terms, a cow that's lame early in the season and lame for 6 days will cost about $200. Most of the cost is because of reduced fertility, and that's assuming that she gets better after 6 days. Many cows will take a lot longer to recover, especially if not examined and treated early. Early intervention is important from an economical point of view. It is even more important when considering the animal welfare implications of lameness. Welfare is not easy to measure. Apart from the obvious painful walking, a lame cow behaves differently, is restless and eats less. She rapidly loses weight. This potentially makes lameness the greatest welfare issue of the dairy industry. So treat it seriously, don't muck around. Have a prevention and a treatment plan for the cows on your farm.